G'day guys, what's cracking? It's Ralph Mayhew here, and today we're talking about mobile phone photography. Yes, a thing I like to dabble in and stretch the creative muscle into, and I'm working with REEFLEX to bring you this video. They've been so kind to send me these products. I had to pay for postage, but they sent these products and now I get to work with them and tell you all about them, which is what this video is. This video is a guide for you to work out which of these lenses is the best one for you, and to take the 10% discount that you get with this, to follow the link in the description below and go and buy the lens that you think is best for you. So I hope by the end of this video you'll have a really clear and concise understanding about which one, perhaps all of them, fit you. So let's just talk about them now. Here we go.
Have this feeling, haven't felt for so long, took a hold of me and won't let go.
From left to right, we have the 210-degree fisheye, super wide, warp to the side. Next, we have the 1.33 anamorphic lens. You'll hear all about that fascinating lens for filming. Next, we have the 75mm long-range macro, great for macro video. Next, we have the case. This particular case is suited for the iPhone 13 Pro Max and has a thread here and a thread here, because if you put lenses on the super ultra wide, it would distort everything. Next, we have the 60mm telephoto zoom, which is wonderful to get right up close to things that are a long way but maintain quality. Now we have the 18mm wide lens. You want to use this for Astro. And then we have the macro by 10, zooms in by 10, and this little thing, insane. And all these lenses are built to work seamlessly with the app. The app is free. It's an incredible photo app. I'll put a link just here somewhere where you can go and take a look at the tutorial I created, and at the end of this video I'll put another couple of links for you as well. But these lenses are made to work with that app. The app is free and is one of the leading apps, photographic apps on the platform at the moment if you have an iPhone. So should we go and test them out in the field, see what they can do? Come on. So we're out here in some beautiful conditions, and what I'm going to do is take a shot on the wide setting, which is the standard setting, and that will give you a feel for what sort of range that this camera does on the phone. Then we're going to go to the ultra wide setting. If I speed up the shutter speed, it takes the glare out of this shot. Got a 3-second timer on, but what we're looking at is the fisheye. Now the fisheye reflex lens, along with the other lenses, work very best and optimally with the REEFLEX app. So if you're going to buy the lens, use the app. So then you put it flush and you simply screw it in, and it does have a decent thread, which is good because it holds the camera in place, and all of a sudden you have a wide fisheye view. Now the challenge of fisheye is it distorts around the edges. That's what gives it that fisheye effect, and between you and me, I'm not a fan of fisheye. But when I look through this, it looks pretty bang on. And you can actually recalibrate later on in post, so you can get a much wider shot. This is insanely wide, must be about 10mm. Super handy to have in the bag, have in your gear if you do a lot of panos or you do a lot of wide shots where you open the phone, you put it to ultra wide and you're like, it's not wide enough, I wish it could be wide enough. And you can go to panorama and do that, or you can have another option where you cram it all in to a 6x4 frame. And that's what I love about the fisheye, even though I'm not a fan around the edge. But each to their own, right? Each to their own. Let's talk anamorphic lens just before the sun comes up, and I can show you what this puppy can really do. And so an anamorphic lens isn't an underwater lens. That's what I thought when I first heard about it many moons ago. Anamorphic lens was developed so you could get widescreen cinematic footage of a 35mm camera. And now on digital cameras, the lens gives you an ultra wide aspect ratio. It gives you opal shaped bokeh, and it gives you like a horizontal flare that enables it to feel like you're watching a high quality movie. And so to get the most out of this, we're going to wait till the sun pops out, and I'm going to take a couple of shots, one without the lens and one with the lens, and you can see for yourself it's something you creatively need in your kit to do the things that you want to do. But it's the king of B-roll. King of B-roll. Come on. You can see the anamorphic lens, it gives a much wider aspect ratio, but there's a black line on the right hand side. That's actually the lens, and so if you use a phone gimbal, you'll get a much better result than this. But also you can crop it in, and if you do, this is what you can get. Now the telephoto lens on this is a bit nuts for a phone. So there's a kayaker out there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire off a shot just on standard, and then I'm going to fire off a shot on telephoto, and then I'm going to stick the telephoto lens on and fire off a shot on this one. Look at that. That's crazy, right? The reach of this. I'm using an iPhone 13 Pro Max, which on a standard lens selection gives you 28 mils. When you pull that into telephoto, it gives you 77 mils, and this adds an extra 80 mil focal length to it. So you're operating with 77 and 80, which is, you use this lens to access things that you want to access with your phone but you can't otherwise, because you can use a digital zoom. Every phone has a digital zoom, but what that basically does is take a picture and then zooms in on the picture rather than the lens capturing the shot. And the advantage of your lens capturing the shot is you retain quality, because as your optical zoom zooms in, you lose megapixels, you lose resolution, and you lose quality. So if you can stick one of these on, if you find yourself constantly in a space where I need more reach, I need more zoom, I need to get in there and take some images of something I'm too far away from, then this little baby is for you.
Let's talk about the case for a minute. This little thing is beautiful. It's really well made. It has this cool interior that's textured and feels nice. On the back you have a gloss finish and a matte finish, and around the profiles around where the lenses sit are really smooth. They look stylish, sleek, attractive, and your phone fits in real nice and tight. It's not moving. It's never going to fall out of that. Never, ever. It's got some little grips on the corners that make sure of that. I don't have any problems with this bumping around in my pocket. And the actual size, you see that? There's just a little bit of give there. However, I have not had an issue with it at all. Now, obviously, for each phone you have, they have a different case that they make available to you, which you can purchase down below along with the lenses. But this case, I'm impressed. REEFLEX have come up with this 10 times macro lens, and it's insane. Now, I don't know if you've done much macro photography, but if you have, this little gem in your pocket when you're wandering around, well, look what it can do. It has this light diffuser lens hood that just has a rubber grip and just fits on the front like that. And then you come round, and as you'll see through the camera, it's out of range, and then look how close you have to get. And if you put on the focus peaking, it shows you where you're in focus. Oh my gosh, holy medulla, that's insane. Look at the detail in that. I'm going to take another one. So with this you have to be within 10 to 20 mils of your subject, which is why flowers is much easier today than insects. My goodness, that's insane, isn't it? 10 times macro. If you love macro photography and you've got an iPhone, get the lens, have it in your pocket all the time. You will be stoked. My goodness. This is the macro 75mm. It's called a long range macro, and basically you have to be between 20 and 40 millimeters away from your subject, and it's made for video. This little gem is really for you who are creative at heart and you want to stretch your creativity, especially into the macro world. If it's on the telephoto lens, you go to your generic camera on your Apple iPhone, and once you're there, you click on the telephoto lens. From the telephoto lens, you go to the slow-mo option. And well, there's this little ant and this little bug playing on this beautiful flower, and this is what I got. Let's go take some Astro now with the 18mm wide Pro lens, and we're going to take a photo of something really special. This is called the Planetary Parade. It happens every 1,500 years, so I don't think going to be around for the next one. But basically the planets all line up in a single astro shot. So here we have Saturn, Mars, Venus and Jupiter, and of course Earth that we're on. And they create this incredible line that I thought, let's get out and take some photos. So what you're seeing now is a screen capture of that experience. Now when it comes to the wide lens on the iPhone 13 Pro Max is 26mm. And so when you put an 18mm focal length lens on this, you don't exactly change the frame of shot a great deal. However, you do make the most of the 1.5 aperture, and that's the goal. That's why it works with Astro. And so unfortunately, as you can see, there's some cloud on the bottom of the screen. And so if we put the lens on, it will reframe the shot slightly. We're going to use a 15-second shutter speed on the long exposure option on the app, and we're going to fire that off, and this is what we get. And let's compare that with the shot that I took without the lens on the same settings. This is the lens you want to get if you're going outside to shoot stars, to shoot the Milky Way, to shoot star trails, which this app can do, mind you. Quite remarkable, isn't it? You need to just download it and have a play with it. But this lens enables you to make the most of that low aperture by putting some really good glass up against it. Every lens comes in this nice little box that has a pull tag here that enables you to actually get it out of the box. Inside every box is your lens, which has a lens cover and a bottom lens cover. If you lift up the foam, you'll discover underneath a nice little leather bag pouch that you can place the lens in, which keeps it nice and safe. It also comes with a lens cleaner. How cool is that? So there you have it. Which one did you prefer? Put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear which one sparked your creativity and your imagination. I wonder if you're going to get them all or one, or if you're not going to get any, tell us why. We'd love to know. If you have any other questions about these, please let me know in the comments below. Please subscribe and give me the thumbs up as we cruise towards 5,000 subscribers. I'm so grateful for those of you that are part of the journey, and I'm so stoked to meet those of you who are going to join me as we go along. Thumbs up as always, and I'll catch ya in the next video, crew. See ya. I don't have any problem with this bumping around. 155, 157, just 157.